Good morning, y'all. I got a phone call this morning from a mom who is going to be homeschooling now because of the school shutdowns, and she just asked me about how I kind of run my day. And so, if you're looking for kind of a structure for your day, I can tell you what we've done. It all depends again on your children's ages and how much homework your schools have sent to you, or if they haven't sent you any. And if they're in elementary, junior high, or high school, things will be different, just catered to their ages. So, but here's an example of maybe one way you can do it. What I like to do is I like to let my kids sleep in and just rest. I mean, their bodies are growing and changing, so give them the opportunity to rest and sleep in, to what they need. And that way, if you're up before them, you can have your cup of coffee and you can have your own devotional time with the Lord and just prepare yourself for the day. And it just, of course, it depends if your little ones are still on that early schedule or not. You might give them just a little playtime in the morning, before you start to rush into everything. Remember, you're not on a schedule right now of having to get them somewhere and having to stop at 3. You have your day. So you've got this extended period of time, so don't feel like you have to rush everything right away. You can even do things in the evening if need be. So just take a deep breath. You have freedom to cater it to how you need it to go. But what I love to do, and I find the most effective for our house, is after breakfast. So I let them kind of do their own thing in the morning, and then after breakfast time, that's when we really get started on our day. I have them go and, brush their teeth and make their bed, and then ideally we come back to the kitchen table and we start our day. And we love to start with having devotions in the morning with the Lord. And if your kids are old enough, one of my friends said that she's been having her kid, they all read the same scripture passages, but they go do it themselves, and then they get back together, like give them like 15-20 minutes to go read the scriptures themselves, and then they come back to the table and then they discuss it, and then they have their devotions right then, and everybody gets to chime in of what they learned or what they liked. And it's a real cool time of training the kids on having their own time with Jesus. And if they're too little to read it with them. If your other kids can go read by themselves, then just cater it to what. But if they're really little and they can't read, then I would grab a little, if you have a little devotion book for them or a Bible story book, read them a little something just to get them together. And we do it on the kitchen table usually, but if they're really little, you can just go to the floor and have them sit on the floor and do some activities. But anyway, so after devotions, then we get started on our day. And so it depends. We always schedule it out, what they need to have turned into their school. And we put a little chart out Monday through Friday, and we break it down in increments. But after devotions, we just start with 2 subjects. We say, okay, here's your checklist for the day. We want to get through these subjects, and let's just start with 2. And so I let them go ahead and choose which 2 they want to do. And so then they'll check it off once they're done. And then after about 2 subjects, they can have a break and just to stretch, to go outside, jump in the trampolines, go play on the play equipment. And usually that's a good time for a snack. And then we pull it together, and depending on the time, it's either having lunch or, sorry, everybody's running in here. And then again, then it's like lunchtime and have them work through. Sometimes during lunchtime, I'll go ahead and do a comprehensive study. Like I'll do history, read them the history, or health, or some subject we all can do together. And that way I'm the one teaching them at that point of those subjects, and then send them off to go do a couple more subjects on their own that they need to get done. So, it's just really taking a couple subjects at a time, taking a break, coming back, regrouping, seeing where they are, get them onto, because if you just feel like, oh, you have 10 things to do today, it's overwhelming. So break it off in these little increments that are tangible, and then like I was telling the mom, if you're overwhelmed and it's just getting a little too much for you, then call a quiet time or reading time. Let them go play on maybe a video educational thing so you can take a break, and just schedule it in that mommy takes her breaks too. Like, you need time to do what you're gonna do, and you'll adjust. And like I said, there's free time here. You're not locked into a 8 to 3 right now. So if it carries on later, if you have to do a couple things after in the evening, then go for it. And then, that's if your kids are on a school schedule that probably more in high school, they have a lot more demands on them educationally, and then in junior high too. So like I said, and with the little guys, just grab a book and read to them, let them color, let them go outside and pick leaves, do stuff that's simple, but talk to them about God's design and God's wonderful plan for their life, and just bring that in. So reading is super important. If you have a book that you can read as a whole family, you can go online to Kindle and download books, and actually just read. There's audio learning. You can put on an audiobook for them too if you need quiet time for yourself. And so it can be doable. Just remember, don't stress yourself out. You don't need that at all in this time. We're already stressed out enough about what's going on. We don't need more stress. So with your kids, listen, see how it goes, give yourself grace, and again, just keep regrouping. So that's what we like to do. Not every day is exactly like that, but that's our structure of our day. Our kids know this is what we do. This is when we roll. They expect it. They know it, and they get a lot done. It's amazing what they can get done. And like I said, we like our kitchen table, and then they shoot off and do, to their rooms or their other areas that they can when they want to. So anyway, you can do it, and just take one day at a time. Sometimes it's an hour at a time. And don't put any more pressure on yourself than you need to at all. Just work at little chunks, little increments, and you're going to be okay. All right, you guys, have a blessed day.